Welcome to the channel, guys. I'm Deadeye, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do lightning fast double taps with a single action revolver. First off, thanks for watching, guys. Since this is my very first video, I'd like to provide a little context as to what it is we're doing here. So in the world of competitive shooting sports, one of the most unique is cowboy action shooting. And on this channel, we're going to cover tips, tricks, and techniques to help you better your game in the sport of cowboy action shooting. So I had a little bit of difficulty in deciding on what to cover for my first video. And just mostly because my list is this long on my phone with that tiny little lettering of things to cover in this sport, whether it's the actual physical side or mental side of the techniques it takes to perform well and consistent. But one really kept coming back to me over and over again. And more than anything, it's because it's so simple and it's just fun to do. So let's grab up our gear, head down to the range, and I'm going to show you how to do fun, simple, and more importantly, fast follow-up shots. Damn, it's cold out here. Alright, welcome to my range, my little practice area. Today I'm going to be showing you this technique using a pair of Ruger Vaqueros in 38 Special. Really nothing special about them. Basically some lighter hammer springs, 15 to 17 pounds, something like that. And I recently threw in a couple old model Vaquero hammers just to test. Just to go to show that you really don't need fancy souped up pistols to utilize this technique. So I'm going to show you guys a couple basic techniques that's going to lead us into doing that double tap. Let's try it out. Alright guys, so there's two basic techniques when shooting a revolver. The first one is just the standard cock the hammer, pull the trigger for each shot. We're going to demonstrate a double tap on that target with that method. So the second method is just the slip hammer. Essentially, we're just going to hold the trigger down, let our thumb slip off the hammer to fire the shot. It doesn't make a lot of sense for shooting accurately or multiple targets, but for dumps of 3, 4, or 5 shots on a single target, it is a fast method. Let's double tap that target with that one right here. So as you can see with those two techniques, there's not much speed difference between them. And that's where the double tap comes in. We're going to take those two techniques, the standard and the slip hammer, we're going to combine them to create the double tap. Let me just show you on this one. We'll slow it down and we'll talk about it. There it is, your double tap. Hopefully that gives you a good visual representation of what we're doing here today. Let's break this thing down a little bit more though. So, a little more detailed, I guess I should say. Let's say, just like we're doing here, you're going to draw out and be required to double tap your first target. Essentially what I'm going to do is, as I'm pushing out, I'm going to cock the hammer, like all of us do. As I'm getting that sight picture, I'm going to go ahead and bring that thumb up and get ready to do that double tap. Once I get the sight picture I like, pull the trigger, slip hammer on the next shot. Now, this is the beauty of this technique, guys, that the speed of your double taps are more dependent upon the timing of the slip hammer. Pulling the trigger, slip hammering that shot, than it is your thumb speed. So much of our sport is reliant upon hand speed because we're manually operating everything. That's what makes this fun. You can really do very fast double taps without having some cyborg-like hand speed. So, there you have it, the double tap. Practice this, get your timing down at home. Dry firing, now if you can live fire, awesome. If you don't have a chance to live fire before a match, the first time you do it, it's going to startle you. It did me. I didn't practice it at first. And yeah, honestly, it startled the crap out of me. But after that, it was no big deal. You know, it just takes a couple times of doing it. It's fun to do. You'll figure it out. But something people don't tell you is you won't see that second sight picture. You know, it happens so quick. The first sight picture needs to be just a little bit better than what you'd normally have. So, like, we all have an acceptable sight picture. That's something that we can comfortably crack the shot at. That's not perfect, but we're confident we're going to hit the target. With this double tap technique, I go ahead and pull that in just a little bit further because you're going to have a natural split to your shots. Typically, an inch or two or so on the target is not bad at all. So if you're really not paying attention to your grip and your trigger pull, these can get really wild, exponentially. So I'm going to try to demonstrate that here to see if we can show you the difference that makes. Alright guys, now that we got the mechanics down, let's talk about groupings. Let's do a couple groups here, talk about the difference between them. See where we're at. Looks like with a cleanly painted target, we got one here, one here. Pretty tight groups. Alright, so the next one, loosen our grip up just a tad bit, see how far the thing opens up. So it looks like we open the group from here to here. So you got about a 4-inch spread versus about an inch, inch and a half spread. So a couple things to remember. Your trigger pull and your grip is going to affect greatly the spread on your double taps. You know, just don't let yourself wanting to rip that hammer real quick to get a fast double tap in affect that trigger pull. There you go, a couple pointers to help with your groupings on your double tap. Whew, it's getting cold out here, so I think I am done for the day. So let's head back to the reloading room, sum this thing up. So, there it is, the double tap. Faster follow-up shots in the sport of cowboy action shooting. So, let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. It was definitely cold out there today. So I was a little fast and to the point, but if I forgot something, put it down below. Or you got a better way to do it? Comment. Let everybody know what it is. So if you liked the video, definitely hit that slow subscribe button. There's also a little bell next to it I guess you can hit. That's going to inform you every time I post up one of these videos. And for you guys that don't know what cowboy action shooting is, I know this wasn't the best representation of it, but follow along. We're going to get there. We're going to get to some matches. Nobody was shooting this weekend. I'll also put a link down below for the S.A.S.S website. You can click on that. Also got a lot of good information on what cowboy action shooting is on there. So thanks again for watching, guys. I'll be seeing you in the next video.